Here, in the vast expanse of Canada, lies Whispering Woods. It is a place of great beauty. Tall trees reach for the sky. Their leaves are vibrant green in summer. Sunlight filters through, dappling the forest floor with golden patches. Flowers of every color bloom brightly. The air is fresh. It smells of pine needles and damp earth. Many creatures call this forest home. They live together in harmony. It is, by all accounts, a truly tranquil place, a haven for the small and the great. Our story focuses on one small resident. His name is Sammy. Sammy is a red squirrel. He has a fluffy tail and bright, curious eyes. He's always exploring. Every nook and cranny of the woods is a potential adventure for him. Sammy is known for his boundless energy. He chatters happily as he leaps from branch to branch. He gathers nuts and berries with great enthusiasm. He's a friend to many of the smaller creatures. He loves his home in Whispering Woods very much. One sunny morning, something felt different in the woods. Usually the air hummed with the sounds of birds and insects, but today a hush had fallen. The birds were quiet, the insects were still. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Sammy paused his acorn hunt. He twitched his nose, sensing the change. It was not a scary quiet, it was a strange, expectant quiet, as if the forest itself was waiting for something to happen. This stillness was unusual. Then Sammy heard it, a soft sound. It was like a gentle hum, or a distant whisper. It was a sound he had never heard before. It was not the rustle of leaves. It was not the call of a bird. It was something new, something mysterious. The sound seemed to pull at him. It sparked his curiosity. He felt a strong urge to find out where it came from. He had to know. This was the beginning of an adventure, though Sammy did not know it yet. Sammy decided to follow the intriguing sound. He scampered down his favorite oak tree. He moved deeper into the woods than he usually dared to venture. The trees grew older here. Their branches were gnarled and twisted. Moss hung down like ancient green beards. The whispering hum grew a little louder with each step he took. He felt a thrill of excitement mixed with a tiny bit of nervousness. He was a brave squirrel, always ready for discovery. This part of the forest felt ancient, full of secrets. The sound led him to a very old, very large maple tree. It was the biggest tree Sammy had ever seen. Its roots spread out like giant fingers, gripping the earth. Carved into one of the thickest roots was a strange marking. It looked like a swirling leaf. Sammy had never noticed it before. He tilted his head, puzzled. He reached out a tiny paw. He gently touched the marking. As soon as he did, there was a soft click. A section of the root slowly creaked open. It revealed a dark opening, a hidden door. Sammy peeked inside. Cool air wafted out, carrying the scent of damp earth and something else, something sweet and magical. It was dark beyond the opening, but not a scary dark. It was more like a welcoming twilight. The mysterious hum seemed to emanate from within. Sammy's curiosity overcame any fear. He took a deep breath. He squeezed through the opening. He found himself in a gently sloping tunnel. It was lit by glowing fungi on the walls, casting a soft, ethereal light. The tunnel opened into a vast, breathtaking cavern. It was an underground world. Sammy had never imagined such a place existed beneath Whispering Woods. Magical plants shimmered with soft light. Strange, gentle creatures with fur like starlight moved gracefully in the dimness. In the very center of this magnificent cavern stood a colossal, ancient tree. Its bark glowed with a faint pulsing light. Around its base sat three wise-looking animal guardians, an old owl with knowing eyes, a sturdy badger with a kind face, and a graceful deer with antlers like polished branches. They looked towards Sammy. The three animal guardians regarded Sammy with calm expressions. The owl, whose name was Professor Hoot, spoke first. His voice was soft like rustling leaves. "Welcome, young Sammy," he said. "We have been expecting you." The badger, Barnaby, nodded. "The forest is in need," he rumbled gently. Ilara the deer explained further. "Our home, Whispering Woods, is slowly fading. Its vibrant life force is diminishing. The heart of the forest, which rests within this ancient tree, is growing weak." They told Sammy he had been chosen for a very important quest. Sammy listened intently. He looked at the giant tree. He could see its light was indeed very faint. He felt a pang of sadness for his beloved woods. The guardians explained that to restore the heart of the forest, he must find three special elements. The first was a sun petal from the Whispering Meadow, the second a moonstone from the Singing Cavern, and the third a fire ember from the Peak of Flames. These three elements, when brought together, would rekindle the heart's energy. It was a daunting task for a small squirrel. Despite the size of the challenge, Sammy felt a surge of determination. He loved his home. He wanted to help. "I will do it!" he chirped bravely. "I will find the elements!" The guardians smiled. Professor Hoot presented Sammy with a special map. It was not made of paper. It was woven from strands of moonlight and tiny dewdrops. It shimmered softly, showing the way to the sacred sites. With the map clutched carefully in his paws, Sammy set off. His great quest had begun. His first destination was the Whispering Meadow. The map led him out of the cavern through another tunnel. He soon found himself in a sunlit field. Tall grasses swayed gently in the breeze. They made a soft rustling sound, like thousands of tiny voices whispering secrets. This was the Whispering Meadow. The sun petal, a flower that held the warmth of the sun, was hidden somewhere within. Sammy knew he had to listen very carefully. The whispers of the grass would guide him to his prize. He took a deep breath and focused. Section 4. Trials of Whispers, Songs and Flames. Sammy sat down amongst the tall grasses. He closed his eyes to better concentrate. He listened with all his might. At first, all he heard was the wind, but then faint words began to emerge from the rustling. "Follow the sunbeam," one whisper seemed to say. "Where the ladybug sleeps," murmured another. He followed the subtle clues. The whispers led him deeper into the meadow. Finally, hidden beneath a broad leaf where a tiny ladybug was resting, he saw it, a beautiful golden flower. It glowed with a warm, gentle light. It was the sun petal. He carefully plucked it. Next, the shimmering map guided Sammy to the singing cavern. This place was damp and cool. Water dripped from stalactites, each drop creating a musical note as it landed. Crystals embedded in the cavern walls hummed with low, melodious tones. The air itself seemed to vibrate with song. The moonstone, they said, was guarded by a riddle. An echoey voice spoke from the shadows. "I have no voice, but I can tell you many stories. I have leaves, but I am not a tree." "What am I?" Sammy thought hard. "Stories, leaves." Then it clicked. "A book!" he exclaimed. A hidden alcove lit up, revealing a smooth, glowing moonstone. The final challenge was the Peak of Flames. This was a tall, imposing mountain. Smoke curled from its summit. The air grew hot as Sammy approached. Small, fiery lizards with scales like embers darted among the rocks. They guarded the path to where the fire ember could be found. Sammy was small, and the heat was intense. He knew he had to be very brave. He took a few cautious steps, his heart pounding. The lizards hissed, their eyes like tiny flames. It looked like a very difficult, almost impossible task for one little squirrel. Just as Sammy was wondering how he could possibly get past, a shadow fell over him. He looked up. A magnificent eagle circled above. It was Horatio, an old friend of the Guardians. "I saw you from afar, little one," Horatio called. "You look like you need some assistance." Horatio swooped down, distracting the fiery lizards with his powerful wings and loud calls. While the lizards were occupied, Sammy dashed past. He quickly found a glowing fire ember nestled in a cool crevice. He grabbed it carefully and scurried back, thanking Horatio for his timely and kind help. Section 5. The Forest Reborn, A Hero's Welcome. With all three elements secured, the warm sun petal, the cool moonstone and the bright fire ember, Sammy hurried back. He carefully navigated his way to the hidden entrance. He returned to the vast underground cavern. Professor Hoot, Barnaby and Alara were waiting patiently by the ancient, faintly glowing tree. Their faces lit up with hope when they saw Sammy. He approached the heart of the forest. He gently placed the sun petal, the moonstone, and the fire ember into a hollow within the tree's trunk. It was a moment of great anticipation. Instantly, a brilliant, warm light erupted from the heart. It was more radiant than anything Sammy had ever seen. The light pulsed outwards, filling the ancient tree with renewed energy. It flowed through the tree's roots. It spread throughout the entire cavern. The magical plants glowed brighter. The starlight creatures danced with joy. The light then surged upwards, reaching into whispering woods above. Sammy watched in awe. The very air seemed to sparkle. The forest was transforming before his very eyes. It was a truly wondrous sight. Above ground in Whispering Woods, the transformation was miraculous. Colors became richer and more vibrant. The leaves on the trees shone with a healthy luster. Flowers bloomed with renewed beauty, the streams gurgled with clearer water. The air felt fresh, clean and invigorating, filled with the joyful songs of birds. All the animals of the forest felt the change. They emerged from their homes, gazing around in wonder. They knew something amazing had happened. They soon learned of Sammy's brave quest and his success. They cheered for their small, courageous hero. Sammy, though hailed as a hero, remained the same humble, curious squirrel. He was simply happy that his beloved home was safe and thriving once more. The guardians, Professor Hoot, Barnaby and Alara, thanked him with deep gratitude. They knew the forest owed him a great deal. Life in Whispering Woods became even more joyful and vibrant than before. Sammy continued his daily adventures, exploring, playing and gathering nuts. But now he often visited his friends in the underground cavern. He knew that even the smallest creature, with courage and kindness, could make a very big difference in the world. The forest would always remember Sammy's epic quest.